Hey guys, today we're playing Brawl. So Brawl, if for those of you that don't know, is Wizards' second-handed cousin attempt at Commander. So we don't have all of the cards that Commander have, but they did allow us to have 100 cards in the deck. Today we're playing with Tiamat and some Dragon Buddies. Let's see how we do. Also, you can't play ranked in a Brawl match. You can only play ranked with almost in any other format, I guess. Maybe not though. Maybe not Explorer or something like that. But here we go. So we have Tiamat. Also, if you're interested in the deck list, I did leave an explanation at the end of this video. It is approximately 16 minutes long. I do recommend listening to it at 2 times speed. But if you are interested in the deck list, it is at the back. As for this hand in this game, this is no good, no bueno, free mulligan. Not any better this time, but we're gonna risk it. We're gonna do one more mulligan. Okay, we got 2 lands and a Gallagreators that can make treasure tokens. Perfect. Well, not perfect. The perfect would have been no mulligan. But Niv Mizzet Reborn can go back in the deck. We don't need him right now. So, let's see here. Our first turn is obviously a forest. Why wouldn't I? Because I am going to use this to go search for a library. Search my library for a basic land card, and I'm going to reveal it. What do I need here? A red, I guess, to continue the fun? Red... Yeah, I'm gonna go red. Now usually what will happen is I'll draw a red land next turn, and somebody, whoever's watching this game, is just snickering. What is this guy playing? Oh no, he's playing some kind of cycle deck. Alright, so let's drop our mountain. Hell to pay. We don't want to waste that yet. Maybe I should have laid my white. No, I can wait. I can wait. Let's play Gallagreators. What is he going to do? He might drop a red and kill Gallagreators. No. Hooray. We need Gallagreators because we need that treasure token generation right now. Right shmow. Do we Banishing Light something here? When this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Yeah, we don't want that happening. Because every time he discards a card, he's going to put a counter on that guy, right? So, I think Hell to Pay will be used right here. We're going to make some treasure tokens out of this. So we can go 2. Whatever excess damage is dealt, I'm going to get a tap treasure token. There we go, and I'm gonna swing in for 1. Haha. Okay, so he said good game already. Why is he saying that? Oh man, come on. I guess he wasn't drawing his red source because he is playing Captain Howler Sea Scourge. Alright, so we had a quick forfeit on that first round. I really want to show you guys something, so maybe this guy will stick around here. Captain Pickles. I'm only getting down to 6 too. I guess that's testament. You should always mulligan if you're not feeling it. Let's see. I have Temple of the Dragon, which gives me any color mana, and then I have a flip black or red and a white, and a piercing exhale, which allows me to reveal a dragon, deal damage, and surveil. Target creature you control deals. Oh no, I have to control a creature. Still good enough to keep. We're gonna keep it. Alright, so let's see. What are we dropping first? Temple of Dragon. Hello, Temple of the Dragon. Should I reveal? I don't think I need to reveal. We're gonna decline. Oh, not any color. It's only one color. So we have a red, we have a black, we have a white. Red, black, white. Let's do blue here. I have the least amount of blue basic lands in the deck. What is this? Whenever grist for another creature you control enters, if it entered from your graveyard or cast from your graveyard, you may pay a green. Oh, no, we don't like that. Nothing we can do about it, though. We can play a Plains and say go. I don't like the way this is shaping up. Hopefully he can't remove something from his graveyard just yet. 2 basic land cards or gate cards. Put one onto the battlefield, the other into your hand. Alright. Oh, hey, a cut down. That's what we need to see. We'll drop this on black because we have a red source in our hands. We can drop this Dragon's Horde this turn, so whenever we cast a dragon, it gets a gold counter. Our draw mechanism is up. We can use it to produce a black and cut down. We did not want to have to deal with that Planeswalker flip. What is this thing going to do this turn? So he's going to be able to cast his commander, which is a 4 cost. I can sacrifice my Dragon's Horde to exile the commander if need be. Oh, I think he said oops because he got the wrong... I think he got the wrong land to cast his commander. He doesn't have a black. Yeah, whoops. So he's going to have to waste a turn giving the navigation orb a try to go put another land on the battlefield. He got 2 black lands. Imagine that. Alright, so now for us, we can drop this red. Ooh, Moonveil Regent. Oh wait, we have 5 mana. If you control a dragon, this thing is 2 less. I think Moonveil Regent for 4, because we're going to put a gold counter on the Dragon Horde, which allows us to draw a card at the end of our opponent's turn, and just keep card advantage at that point. I think he got a land that taps. He did. He got a land that taps. He wants a 0/1 plant creature token. If you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 zombie instead. Gain a life. Surveil. He's going to make a 0/1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a 0/1 plant. Alright. We're okay with that. We're going to draw a card. Ooh. Ossification is really good here. So what I think we should do here, though... Yeah, let's do Piercing Exhale. I think Piercing Exhale says it's... Oh, hold on. The Necrobloom has a 7 defense, so we will just have to waste our Ossification here. We're going to put it on our mountain. We are going to... Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. I want to decline that. Yes, okay. And then I'm going to try to exile your commander. And then you get to choose to put him back in your command zone. Which he will do. Yep. And then he'll have to waste his turn, next turn, trying to get him back out. Then what we can do is swing in. So once we swing in, we have Piercing Exhale. I guess we're just going to plot this guy. So like I said, I didn't want a double red cost in here, so, well, you might not have watched the deck explanation yet, but I don't have any double cost in the deck. Everything costs 1 color. For that very fact, I didn't have 2 red to cast Stinger back, but I do have the mana to plot him I guess technically I do because of this guy. But I do want to plot him instead. He's just getting a bunch of 2/2 zombies. Nobody cares. So for now, let's see. We're going to try to play out as much of our hand as possible. So we will drop this on white. So dropping that on white, we can do piercing exhale. Creature, if a dragon was beheld. Or maybe. I wish I could get a treasure token. That would be super nice right now. What is this guy? A 3/3. Could be a 4/4. We need to get Draconic Lore out of our hand before we play Stinger back. So let's do Piercing Exhale. Because I want to Surveil. No, let's say a Piercing Exhale. Let's just make him cast his commander again, I guess. Resolve, decline, get him out again. I can do this. Have the 5/5 or no. Let's just cast Stinger back now. Resolve that. Decline. We're gonna get a treasure token on the Dragon's Horde and say swing for 4. We are good to go because we still have Piercing Exhale if we need. He's gonna waste his turn casting his dude and making more zombies. Casting his commander and then making more zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He needs 8 to cast his commander again. This guy says nothing that we care about. So he's going to make us mill 3 cards, and we're going to return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Sure. Sounds fun for you. Oh, what did he hit? A Journey to Nowhere and a Roiling Dragonstorm. Damn. That's my draw mechanism. Alright, so we're going to gain a life. Or he's going to gain a life. He's at 19. Pass to attackers. He's going to swing in. No. You can't block. I don't know why he didn't swing in. He can't block the flyers. Draw a card at the end of his turn. Play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have enough, boys. Here comes the mat. The Tia of the mat. Ooh, it's a 5-color spell. Let's see. What do we want to do? I think we can take action on this and draw 5 cards. Yes, we got Miram. Alright, so we get a Dragon's Horde. Oh, we're going to have way too many cards in our hand. I didn't think about that. So we got a Miram. Let's see. We get to pick dragons here. Let's take... We don't want Gadrick. We do want to deal damage. We do want our endless treasure tokens. We want our game finisher, and we want our hasty boy. Oh, we get one more. All of our dragons are picked out of here, so we don't want Niv Mizzet. We'll take Ramos Dragon Engine. Yes. Alright, there we go. So we have all of our dragons. They have all come home to roost. We are going to have to get rid of this guy. Swing. It's going to take him to 15. So he's going to have to spend his next... okay, good. The thing doesn't have reach, right? Good. So he's going to have to spend his next turn taking care of Tiamat. He won't be able to cast his commander, or he'll only be able to cast his commander. We're only discarding 3 cards. Reckoner Bankbuster isn't needed. We don't need this 3rd red. We don't need this guy. Well, do we? Yeah, because we do need him because he can let me cast cards from my graveyard. Yikes. So we're going to get rid of our land, I guess? Alright, we're going to keep all of our dragons. He can see our entire hand except for Rivaz at this point. Helps him plan. Oh, he spent his entire turn playing the Necroblossom and playing a land. I don't know how that helps him here. What is this? What is this going to do? You going to put some land cards on to the battlefield tapped? Gain a life, make more zombies. I'm taking 9. And I can block here. Should I have blocked? I don't know if I should have. He might. Nope. I'm blocked. Alright. So then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's at 3. I can do this for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't kill him this turn, can I? Oh, yes, I can. So let's see. 7, 8. Yeah, this is it right here. So I play Zeatora. I'm going to decline to do that just in case he lives through this. Get a gold token, swing over his head. And at the end of my end step, Zeatora is going to allow me to sacrifice something. I'm going to sacrifice my commander in Tiamat fashion. And I'm going to deal 7 damage to any target. It's going to be the opponent. And that's how we win, boys. Alright, cool. So that was a pretty good second game to make up for the first. Let's see how the third game goes here. I'll have to check the timestamp at the end of this game to see where we are on time. I try to keep the entire video to 30 minutes, and I spent 16 minutes explaining the deck list at the end. So again, look at the end if you like the videos here. Let's see. This is a really slow start. But I do have creature destruction in hand and the mana to cast it. So I'm going to keep it. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. So when we drop this temple, we're going to say white. We don't need it to come into play untapped. So we're not going to reveal our dragon. It will come into play as a white mana. We need a green here. We also don't have a red to play our good Drac. This is not a good setup, actually. I should have mulliganed for free. Let's see if we can make up for it. I think with the Gallagreeters draw, I should have done well, I played the Temple before I drew Gallagreeters, but I should have chose green for the Temple. We wouldn't be in this position. He's brainstorming on his turn, so he doesn't know how to play Magic. That's good. Maybe I don't know how to play Magic, because I should have mulligan. I should have done Temple of the Dragon Queen a different color. Should have rethought all of my choices in life. Oh man, he just hit. Oh, he just hit my lands. Oh man. Oh, this is not going to be good. I can't believe he did that to me. He did it by accident too. He doesn't even play mill. He just won himself the game by milling these 2 lands off the top of my deck. Oh, maybe he is. Yeah, he is a mill deck. I'm not going to use my condemn here. Go ahead and take 2. Oh man, come on, don't. Oh no. Well, I guess I can foretell this. Well, foretell and say go. And then play him for flash as a blocker and don't take away anything. What? As long as your devotion to blue and black is less than 7, Finax isn't a creature. Creatures you control have target player mills cards. Oh man. Yuck. Well, I do have this white condemn now. Oh man, that's not good. Yeah. Enters, return, draw 2 cards. Am I drawing to try to find land? Try to find a green land? I think I am. Keeping the condemn up. Maybe he attacks. Yes, I got the green. Discard a card. Widespread Thievery? Yeah, Widespread Thievery it is. We don't like that card right now. Not a lot of multicolored in our hands. We will play the Forest. Chances are he has a Destruction, huh? Alright, Gallagreeters. We love you, man. We hope you survive. Stay strong. Don't let him treat you wrong. What's this guy do? Good opponent will mill 1 or more cards. They mill twice, so 3. So I'm milling 12 now. Oh, I'm gonna have to Urza's Ruinous Blast if I have any chance. Legendary, artifact, legendary. He does have some legendaries. Yeah. Do I? I think I... You may exile any number of non-angel creatures. I have to survive, right? So I'm at 62. Okay, so let's play the Protector. No. Oh no, I have to control legendary permanent. That is not good. You can't cast a legendary sorcery only if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. Well, this does have flash, so I still have that element as a prize there, and I guess I can shelter this. That way I'm not milling a bunch of cards. I don't know, bro. It's real bad for me at this point. Swing in and gain 2. Haha! For Sparta. Okay, in turn. He's just making me mill cards. He's not going to attack, so I guess I just cast Glorious Protector. Don't protect anybody gloriously. I need to draw a red mana. Is this guy gonna make me mill 17 with this card over here? Oh my god. This is not good, man. Okay, well, here we go. I'm just gonna cast this guy. Targeting nothing, I guess. Wish I could get another blue. I'll be able to draw a card, deal 3 damage, kill one of those things. I just need red. I need red mana. I need him to attack. I need a legendary permanent. All of these would fix my situation. I'm at 57 cards. A red and a blue. No, I don't have a red and a blue in any combination. Tiamat's nowhere near being cast. This takes a red. If I can get Gadrick on the field, that's my legendary to be able to Urza's Ruinous Blast. Or Dragonfire even. I don't know why this guy is taking so long for me to cast my Glorious Protector. It doesn't make a difference, bro. You got this upper hand. What's happening? Make me mill some cards. Is it because I was thinking? I was literally thinking on my turn. I wasn't slow playing you. I was making decisions. Come on. Don't do this to me. Don't make us sit through this. Digital Mad Hatter. Phoenix, God of Deception player. I'm not gonna lie, that avatar is pretty sweet. I've always kept the Karn avatar because I love the Karn. Let's see, what do we do? Let's say, you worry too much? Because you're playing a mill deck, brother. Playing a mill deck, and you are slow playing me in Brawl, unranked. This is ridiculous. It's just a 3/4 flyer. It's not going to change your world. Hopefully Wizards rewards me for the slow play that he's doing by giving me a red land. Give me a red source. That's what I need. I need a red source. I can play this. Tiamat's one step closer. Red is actually all I need to play Tiamat and one other mana source. She costs 7. She a fat girl. You do get to go find other dragons. Are you serious? That's the end of this game? Well, I guess that's one of the downfalls of playing Brawl. Hey guys, thanks for watching those games with me. So I tried to divide this deck out as best as I could, kind of based on what the function of the card is for. I'm recording this before I play the games, so I'm hoping that we get to see this play out in the games that you've watched prior. But the deck is just basically based around the 5-color Tiamat. I sometimes will play it, maybe won't play it. The cards in the deck are strong enough to stand alone, I believe. In the couple of test games that I played, I did win 2 of the 3. So, and one of those 3 I got land screwed, of course. But we'll see. We'll see what comes. So, to go through the deck list, this first column here has to do with treasure tokens. A bunch of treasure tokens that will help me pay for my dragons. The treasure tokens are also handy to sacrifice for some of the other spells that we have. It's just handy to have certain treasure tokens. This is actually in the wrong place. I'm going to put it over here. So the first thing for treasure tokens, Sticky Fingers, you give a creature menace. If it's a dragon, it's a big menacey dragon. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to create a treasure token, and when the creature dies, you draw a card. So whether you're putting it on a small creature or a big dragon, you're going to get to draw a card when it dies, and it makes a treasure token. Next is Magda, Brazen Outlaw. My other dwarves get +1/+0. I don't think I have that many other dwarves in the deck, but that's okay. Because whenever this thing becomes tapped, or a dwarf that I control becomes tapped, I can create a treasure token. Usually not attacking with this guy in my vision, but the last ability here, sacrifice 5 treasures. You can search your library for an artifact or a dragon card and put that card onto the battlefield. That's what this girl's in here for. Magda, Brazen Outlaw, turns into Magda the Horde Master later on in the Magic lore line. She is an outlaw now, and when she is an outlaw, you get to commit a crime and then create a tapped treasure token when you do. Well, I guess it only triggers once each turn. But you then get to sacrifice 3 treasure tokens, create a 4/4 red scorpion dragon creature token with flying and haste. Activate only a sorcery. Pretty cool. There's a pretty super interesting story, actually, if you want to look up Magda lore. Next is Galagreeters. Whenever another creature you control enters, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a tap treasure token. Is usually what I'm doing, but I get to gain 2 life, which is also handy. Rarely putting a counter on the Galagreeters here because we have big dragons flying. We just want to prep for the dragons. Prosperous Innkeeper. This one only gives me 1 treasure token, but whenever another creature enters, I gain a life. It's a little creature heavy deck, so I'm gaining a substantial amount of life. Reckoner Bankbuster, literally because at the end of your drawing on this guy, you get to create a treasure token and a pilot creature token that then crews this vehicle. This is a draw mechanism, most importantly. It is a early game 4/4 if you have a 3 attack, but I don't think I'll be seeing use of this much. Just mostly for the draw mechanism. Professional Face Breaker. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get to create a treasure token. When you have a bunch of flying dragons, you're dealing damage. Then you can sacrifice any treasure that you control and exile the top card of your library and play that card this turn. So it helps me dig down for lands. Maybe I didn't hit anything and I have no hand and I'm looking for a big dragon to play. Just kind of a niche for a 3-drop for me. Widespread Thieving. This one I added because it's fun. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a treasure token. And then I can pay one of each color, and if I do, I can play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So, I mean, when I cast this, hopefully I'm hitting something that costs more than 5, which there's a good amount of things that cost more than 5 in the deck, but not too many to where this is too exciting. But the multicolor spell, create a treasure token, I love it. That's pretty cool. Dragon's Horde. Whenever you cast a dragon, you put a gold counter on this thing, and then you can remove a gold counter to draw a card. And it's a tap ability. You can do it at the end of your opponent's turn. Or it's a mana for you of any color. Creative Outburst is a almost a filler card. It has a really good ability at an instant speed. You can deal 5 damage to any target. So kill your opponent, kill their planeswalker, kill a creature. Look at the top 5 cards of their library. Your library, not theirs. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, so it's a dig and it's a destruction. Or in a pinch, why I put it in this line or this group right here, I can tap 2 to discard this card and create a treasure token. So it helps me mana correct early on. I do have to have a blue or a red of any combination to do that, but I'm fairly certain we can do that. Next up is Hell to Pay. It deals X damage to target creature. Create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. So theoretically, I can deal a bunch of damage and create a bunch of treasure tokens. Not sure how this one will play out, but it does fit a niche of clearing a creature off the board and creating me treasure tokens at the same time. Goldvein Hydra, one of the, I think, 6 or 7 creatures in the deck that is not a dragon. It's a 0/0. You pay X and a green, and it becomes a whatever with X/1/1 counters on it. When this creature dies, you create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to its power. So those all have to deal with treasure tokens and trying to mana ramp a little bit, but just kind of trying to add some fun outlier situations to the deck. Next up, this 3-card lineup is just straight for protection of the deck. Authority of the Consuls to slow the opponent down. Teferi's Protection to protect you, everything you own, phase everything out. So somebody swings in for lethal damage and then you swing in with all your big dragons the next turn. So you would swing out, leave yourself vulnerable, have this in hand, cast it at instant speed, then take the win on the next turn. I've seen it happen 1 time already in my 3 games that I played. Next up is Glorious Protector, usually foretell. So that was another thing I forgot to say when I started the game. This explanation is every card that I have, I try to not have it be a 2 cost of 1 color, because we are playing a 5-color deck, and those double costs can sit in your hand uncastable, and that's kind of annoying. So usually Glorious Protector will be foretold on 3, and then when this creature enters, you may exile any number of non-angel creatures you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. So somebody casts a board wipe, I can foretell this for 2. Well, it's 2 colorless to foretell it, and then its foretell cost is 3 to cast it from the exile zone. And then when it enters, it's going to save all my creatures, then die, then all my creatures come back. That's the idea behind it. So just 3 cards in that group there. These next 3 cards are just dragon related. I didn't really have a reason or another group that they clearly fit into. But this one is you get to draw 2 cards and discard a card. And then when a dragon enters, you get to return this thing to your hand. Next up, you get to search for 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your deck. And when a dragon enters, return this to your hand. The spell costs 2 less, so it's going to cost 4 to draw 3 cards at instant speed. Seems a little expensive, but it came in clutch. No, actually, that wasn't this card. I'm hoping it'll come in handy sometime. Alright, the next biggest group. All of these are dealing with creatures on the board. Most of them are cheap early game because I want to get my dragons out late game. First up, Condemn. You're going to exile their creature. They gain life equal to the toughness. Dust Rose Reliquary. You get to either sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Usually you're sacrificing a treasure token to cast this. When it enters, exile target artifact or creature that an opponent controls. Cut down. Destroy target creature that is combined toughness or power 5 or less. Journey to Nowhere. When this enchantment enters, I get to exile target creature. Exile target creature. That's attacking. Osseous Exhale. Deal 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. I would behold a dragon, usually gaining 2 life. Exile a creature or a planeswalker. Exile a creature or a planeswalker, but give my dude lifelink and ward 2. Lifelink on a dragon is just so beautiful. Go for the throat. Destroy a creature. Dragon's Fire, deal 3 damage to a creature, or if I revealed a dragon or chose a dragon as I cast this spell, this thing deals damage equal to the power of that card or creature instead. So pretty good. Invasion of Tarkir, when it enters I can reveal dragon cards from my hand and it deals X damage plus 2 to any other target. So 2 plus the number of dragons I reveal. Then I can attack this thing, and when I get 5 down to 0, it's a 5 siege, and you deal damage to it. 5 down to 0, you get to cast the dragon side. What's Piercing Exhale? Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power, so it's kind of like a fight spell. Again, beholding a dragon as surveil. Draw a card, then you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card, Glacial Dragon Hunt deals 3 damage to target creature. This is for the draw mechanism mostly, but you do get to 3 damage to something. And then Harmonize comes in with your dragon because you tap a creature. Its power pays for the casting cost, so I'm usually only tapping 2 again to draw a card. Banishing Light, exile anything. Yep, any non-land permanent I don't like. Same for Makeshift Binding, but I gain 2 life. No, wait, target creature, and then I gain 2 life. Nocturnal Hunger is a newer card. Destroy target creature. If the gift wasn't promised, I lose 2 life. So there's another card just like this. I can't remember it, but this gives you the choice not to lose 2 life if you give your opponent a food. Withering Torment, destroy target creature or enchantment, and you lose 2 life. Spit Flame deals 4 damage to target creature. When a dragon I control enters, I may pay 1 red. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty handy with the 4 damage to target creature and on dragon boomerang back to your hand. Pylon Convoke's there. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but destroy target creature or planeswalker to surveil 2 at instant speed. Give or take, that's a pretty good card. Again, there are a lot of better black destruction for 2 black, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to stick to 1 cost, no double cost. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. A lot of my dragons are legendary, so this one will decimate my side of the board too, but I'm hoping that it's going to destroy my opponent's side more. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering, put up to 1 target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and I get to destroy something. I get to recur something from any graveyard and destroy a creature. What's not to like for 5? Leyline of Binding. I'm going to quickly go over my lands. You'll see that this guy costs 1 most times, and it's a flash. It's lovely. Anything that I don't like gets off the board. So those are things to deal with creatures. That whole big ass line right there. All of those. Next up are creatures that support the dragons. So this guy, Rivaz of the Claw, can tap to add 2 mana of any combination. Spend this mana only to catch dragons. But once during each of my turns, I can cast a dragon spell from my graveyard too. And whenever I do cast a dragon spell from my graveyard, it gains when this creature dies, exile it. Pretty nifty. Next up, Kolagon, Warmonger. Whenever this creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a dragon card from among them, put it in your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library. Finding a dragon, not losing any cards, putting the rest that aren't dragons on the bottom. I like it. Next is Dragon Lord's Servant. A dragon spell she costs 1 less to cast. Pretty self-explanatory there. Alchemist's Assistant. Why is this monkey in here? I love the renew ability because I like putting a lifelink counter on my dragons and gaining a lot of life late game and just taking all of the wind out of my opponent's sails. So mostly this guy will just die early game and I bring him back later. Alright, so what everybody's been waiting for, dragons. So on our dragons list, we have Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Mostly because of the Unearth ability, we don't have the Mishra in the deck to meld to become the Lost to Phyrexia part. But we do have Unearth, and when this creature enters from your graveyard, I can discard my hand and draw 3 cards. So empty hand, draw 3 cards. It's a dragon before it dies. Fire Splitter Whelp is a flying 2/2 for 3. Whenever I cast a non-creature or dragon spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. In my vision, I'm dealing a lot of damage with this guy. Next is the Crown Scourge. It can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts, so we're hoping that we have our treasure tokens. At the beginning of our end step, create a treasure token for each 9-token creature that died this turn. So this guy is a dragon, but he could have been over there with the treasure token generators, but he's a dragon. So moving on, Jugan defends a temple. I make a 1/1 green monk creature token that adds to mana wrap. I could put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures, and then this guy becomes a remnant of the rising star. So whenever another creature I control enters, I get to pay X, and if I do, what happens on that creature? As long as you control 5 or more modified creature, this creature gets +5/+5. So pay X, you put that many counters on the entering creature, and then if you have 5 or more modified creatures, this guy has trample. Next, Coyote, Soul of Kamigawa. It's a flash 3/3 for 4, flying. When Coyote enters, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as Coyote enters, or is on the battlefield. So good with Tiamat. I like using this to protect Tiamat. Moonveil Regent, whenever you cast a spell you may discard your hand. So usually if I have no hand, I discard. If I do, I draw a card for each of that spell's colors. So a lot of these are multicolor. I'm drawing 2 or 3. This guy, double red, but look, plot cost for 3, and he's a big 7/7. If your hand is empty, he's lovely. Galazeth Prismari. This works well with the treasure tokens, and I love to draw her, him, it. Your treasure tokens no longer have to sacrifice when you use them. You get to use them just as mana abilities and tap them. So love to see Galazeth come up. Immerstrom Predator, just for the indestructible ability, and I get to exile cards from a graveyard, so all that recursion gets to go away. Sagu Wilding, early game, looking for mana correction with the basic land card, and then flying 3/3 for 5 isn't the best, but it's not the worst. Zurgo and Ojutai. I had a deck based solely around this guy when Standard came out. Years ago. I think it was a Dragons of Tarkir when this came out. So when they enter, they're hexproof. When they deal damage or any dragon, you get to draw, or you get to look at the top 3 cards of your library, pick a card, put it in your hand. Then whenever dragon dealt damage in that sequence, you get to return one of them. Usually it's Zurgo, but it just gives you a 4 flying Haster Boy every turn. Niv Mizzet Reborn, for obvious reasons. It's a Wooborg, right? White, blue, black, red, green creature. And when it enters, I get to reveal the top 10 cards of my library. For each color pair, choose a card that's exactly those color pairs. I have a couple of color pairs in the deck, so I'm hoping to hit things with it. And it's a 6/6 flying dragon. Scary boy. Zeatora, one of the clutch of the games. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, it will deal damage to that creature's power to any target, and you create 3 treasure tokens. So it fits in with the treasure tokens, but also we're dealing damage from our sacrificed dragons and finishing off our opponent. Mirim Sentinel Worm. Flying Ward 2. Whenever a non-token dragon you control enters, create a treasure token that's a copy of it, except it's not legendary. The best draw outside of casting Tiamat. I love drawing this thing. Ramos Dragon Engine. This is a relic of the past, and I just brought it back because I want to be able to remove 5 counters from it and add that much mana to my mana pool just to cast Tiamat. I'm going to see if I can do it. Shout out to my buddy Carl who showed me this card, and then he has a Progenitus commander deck he's trying to make right now, but I decided to try Tiamat instead. Alright, so quickly the lands. Cave of the Frost Dragon. It could become a 3/4 dragon if you tap 5. It has flying. plains, island, swamp, mountain, forest. All the rest of these are flip lands. You pick one or the other. So I'm not going to go through all the names, but they don't come into play tapped, and I can choose what color I need at the time, because the rest of these are all tap lands, but they all have 3 basic land types, which I don't know. Some of them have cycling too, so I use the cycling. But the 3 basic land types, wait, they all have cycling. The 3 basic land types help us meet the mana restrictions of Tiamat, but also they make my leyline binding cheaper. So I don't know. I just threw them all in there. But alright, so that's the makeup of the deck, and I hope the games that you just watched made up for this long explanation. Thanks for watching, everybody.